Today, I am Joseph Bron and I will be presenting the results of my quantitative survey study entitled Predictors of Preservice Teachers' Mathematical Creativity. In the Philippines, the mathematics framework for Philippine basic education encourages critical and analytical thinking, whereas in the framework, one of the cognitive values emphasized is flexibility and creativity. Hence, pre-service teachers' mathematical creativity should also be investigated since they will help the future students acquire these desirable cognitive values. So this study was conducted at Bicol University Tabao campus in Albay, Philippines, particularly during the first semester of the academic year 2021-2022, and I have decided to go with one INTA class of BS Ed Math 4. For the different I'll be presenting here the important variables I have included in my study, including the definition. So the first is general creativity. Second is mathematical creativity or MC. Next is mathematical achievement or MA for short. And the personality domain, which has three components: psychoticism, extraversion, and neuroticism or PEN for short. For the objectives, first, to present the different demographic characteristics of the respondents. Second, to present the descriptives of the observed scores in the different variables. And last, to explore the relationship between pre-service teachers' mathematical creativity with the demographics, MA, GC, and the three dimensions of personality. For the research instrument, for measuring general creativity, I've made use of the RDCA with 11 components, and 7 out of its 11 components recorded good to acceptable fit as shown in the table. For mathematical creativity, I have adopted the mathematical creativity scale by Akgul and Cavecchi, which was made in 2016, and responses were rated in terms of fluency, flexibility, and originality, and its reliability is quite high with a value of 0.80, which means it is suitable for assessing MC. For mathematical achievement test, I was the one who made the test, and the components were the subjects for the BS Ed Mathematics program. And for the reliability, I made use of the Kude-Richardson Formula 2020, and I have computed a value of 0.69, suggesting moderate internal consistency for the test. And for the personality domains, I adopted the EPQR, which has three components, the PEN, and in terms of its reliability, it has acceptable reliability for both male and female respondents. For the data gathering procedure, it started with securing permission from the BUTC officials. Second, securing the informed consent form from the respondents. This includes the purpose and potential risk and benefits, data privacy, confidentiality, and storage. Then I created the mathematical achievement test, pilot tested it, conducted item analysis, and revised items. Next, orienting the respondents on how to complete the different research instruments. So I enrolled them in a Google Classroom. Then I administer the different instrument online via Google Forms and Google Meet. Then the last step was compiling the data and analyzing it. For the results, in terms of the demographic, most of my respondents were female, accounting to 72.7%. In terms of income class, majority of the respondents were poor, accounting to 48.5%. And Table 2 presents the descriptives for the continuous variables involved in the study. I have included here the mean and the standard deviation, as well as the number of cases and the number of missing cases. For the discussion, in terms of mathematical achievement, the result was considered to be low. In my own reckoning, the respondents find it challenging to answer the test items covering a wide range of topics across different disciplines of mathematics. In terms of GC, the result suggested that the group has a moderately high level of general creativity, and as argued by Guilford, creativity and learning represent essentially the same phenomenon, which means the pre-service teachers have been trained to take on the challenges of teaching. Hence, they have developed a certain level of creativity which is imperative in teaching. For the mathematical creativity, the result was moderate, meaning to say the respondents are in their final year for the program, hence they have received a considerable experience to accomplish the creative task given aligned with mathematics. So the result concurs with Andrade and Pasha's findings that pre-service teachers have a moderate level of mathematical creativity. For psychoticism, the result suggests that the respondents have a low psychotic tendency. So education influences one's psychotic tendencies, meaning the socialization process helps them hold off their aggressions and conform with the accepted norms of the group. For extraversion, the result was average, meaning the respondents cannot be generally called introvert or introvert since the mean lie between these two ends. And last, for neuroticism, a typical individual from the group would have a high neurotic tendency or emotional instability. I have attributed it to the fact that most of my respondents were female, and there is empirical evidence to suggest that women have higher neuroticism rather than men. And now for the objective number 3, I employed hierarchical regression, but prior to that, I check the assumptions. For normality, the p-value is greater than 0.05, so we have no problem for this one. Same with autocorrelation, since the DW statistics is 1.77, which is considered to be relatively normal. Lastly, multicollinearity was not a concern based on the tolerance and BIF values I have computed. And last, for homozydasticity, since there is no clear pattern in the plot, meaning this assumption was not violated. And now for the result. I have here 3 steps. For step 1, the predictors were the demographic characteristics. For step 2, I have added MA, mathematical achievement and general creativity. And for the last step, which is step 3, I have added the 3 components of personality. So as you can see in the table, step 1 was not significant. And additionally, there is a negligible correlation between the predictors and the MC. For the model 2, in comparison with model 1, this model is significant, and there was a moderate positive correlation between the dependent variables, between the predictors and the pre-service teachers' mathematical creativity, which accounted to 34.3% of the total variation in the pre-service teachers' MC. And for step 3, this model is also significant, and it was also observed that there was a high positive correlation between all the predictors and the pre-service teachers MC. In fact, 51.9% could be of the 51.9% of the total variance of the MC could be explained by the predictors. And now for the model coefficients, if you look at step 1, you look at the p-values, all the demographics were not significant predictors. So as explained here, all the demographic characteristics did not significantly predict MC among pre-service teachers. In comparison for step 2, as you can see with the delta R squared, the addition of MA and GC resulted to an additional 31.5% of the total variance of MC, which can be explained by the predictors. So take note, this model is significant. However, the demographic characteristics were still not significant predictors, and MA was not a significant predictor, but GC was a significant predictor. This is for step 2. And for step 3, as you can see with delta R squared, the addition of the components of personality added an extra 17.6% on the total variance of MC, which can be explained by the predictor. Same demographics, GC extraversion neuroticism did not significantly predict MC. However, in this case, in comparison with the step 2, MA became a significant predictor. So, the analysis further revealed that ME was positively correlated or related to MC. And in terms of psychoticism, it was also found to significantly predict MC exhibiting a negative relationship. And for the discussion, summarizing the results for the hierarchical regression, age, sex, and income class did not significantly predict or correlate with the dependent variable throughout the blocks, and the result agrees with Andrade and Pasha, stating that no significant statistical relationship between pre-service teachers' age and their MC, but contradicts the result by Tab that a significant relationship exists between them. In terms of sex, there was no empirical evidence to support that substantive sex differences in creativity variable does not exist. However, there are also reports that male students have higher MC than female students. And for income class, evidence points out that as socioeconomic level increases, so does creativity. However, in this study, it was not observed. And GC is expected to be related to MC, and we have seen this one in block 2, since general creative processes are similar across domains according to Plucker in 1999. Additionally, ResCon in 2017 observed a positive correlation between creativity and mathematical creativity, suggesting that creative thinking skills are imperative in developing mathematical creativity of the learners. And for step 3, you have noticed that GC became not a significant predictor while ME became a significant predictor. And there has been empirical evidence supporting that MA and MC are positively related according to Beezer et al. In 2021, Wang et al. In 2017, and Sebastian and Wang in 2016, and Wally in 2012. So a certain level of mathematical knowledge is a prerequisite to being mathematical creative. Contrary to MAMGC, psychoticism was negatively related with MC. The study contradicts the report that psychoticism positively correlates with creativity, and the relationship is significant according to Estabrido and Farnham in 1996, Asink in 1993, and Martindale in 2007. So, the other dimensions, extraversion and neuroticism, did not significantly correlate with MC. The result agrees with Bass in 2012 that extraversion was unrelated to creative tendencies. On the contrary, the present study contradicts Dugwar's results in 1982 in his thesis that neuroticism significantly discriminates people in their composite creative thinking. So, for the conclusion, the analysis provided empirical evidence that pre-service teachers' mathematical creativity could be predicted by their general creativity, mathematical achievement, and the level of psychoticism. Hence, in developing mathematical creativity among future mathematics teachers, these factors should be justly considered in instructional decisions. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you.